It's MRI day again. It seems to come by so quick every year. And I get nervous every year because I have claustrophobia. And this year I'm a little extra nervous because I recently had a pseudo relapse. I had a stressful event and it caused my symptoms to flare for a few weeks. But I am on the mend, and I did see my neurologist. She thinks it's a pseudo relapse, but the MRI will tell for sure. So a little extra nervous this morning going in. It's a gorgeous day here in Connecticut. The foliage is gorgeous. I'll put some B-roll so you can see how pretty it is out here. I have a plan, like I do every year, for my MRIs. I meditate every morning, and this morning was no exception. And I have my Valium. I have one right here. And I will take the first one 30 minutes before the scheduled time. And I will take a second one right before I go into the machine. I will also strike the Superwoman pose and stare the machine down before I get in. And I will ask for a blanket to keep me covered. And there's a fan that blows in air, so that will help me feel like I can breathe. And I will keep my eyes closed, and I will ask for music, and I will focus on my breath. I have several breathing techniques that I use when I'm in the tube. I have the square breath technique, which is inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. That's a good one. I also have the 3-part breath that I do, which is first you inhale to the upper third of your lungs, then you inhale to the second middle third of your lungs, and then you inhale to the bottom third of your lungs, and then do all 3 parts together. And that's another good breathing technique that I use. I will also listen to the sounds of the machine and try to get them to go with the music that I'm listening to. It's a good distraction. So we're on our way. Okay, it's time to take my first Valium. I noticed when I looked at the prescription bottle this morning that the size was 2 milligrams. And in years past, they've given me 5 milligrams. So I'm a little concerned about that. Hopefully it will be effective and still helpful. Do you guys if you have claustrophobia, what do you do to make it through your MRIs? Put your suggestions in the comments before. I love that we're building this community here and that we can help each other out. I would love to see a huge list of ideas and thoughts on how to get through your MRI when you have claustrophobia. On our way into the city. Walking down the long hall. It's kind of silly. I've been doing this for years, and I still get nervous. The first order of business will be to find a ladies' room, because I always have to pee before I go in. Nervous pee. Any of you get nervous? Have to do a nervous pee? Let me know. Standing outside, not wanting to go inside. Feeling very silly again.
The waiting room is not a relaxing place. Lots of signs and decor that are not very relaxing.
Well, I made it. I survived again. 100% success rate so far. They called me in from the waiting room when it was my turn. So I took my second Valium and went back. And it turns out they weren't ready for me. So they sent me back to the waiting room. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And then they finally called me back again. And I went in, and they were very kind and very understanding. And I did the superwoman pose and stared down the machine to gain my confidence. And got on and closed my eyes. And they covered me with a blanket, and they gave me music to listen to. And they put the cage around my head, which I hate, even though I'm not watching. I know it's there. I can feel it's there. And they slid me in, and the music I chose today was Jason Mraz. I always find him entertaining and soothing and uplifting. So I listened to Jason Mraz. It wasn't too bad. It was hard, and it was stressful. I found that I was clenching my jaw, and my shoulders were tense and tight. So I have a headache now, and my neck and shoulders are hurting, but I'm sure that will go away soon. After the MRI, I went upstairs and got copies of my disc. If you don't do that, you have the right to have them. They're your records, so go ahead and ask for them. I can't read MRIs, but I do enjoy looking at them, so I will take a look. If I see anything interesting, I'll show it on the screen. I should have my results in a day or two, maybe a few days, and once I get the results, I'll share them with you too. Well, hello. It's the next day, and I'm feeling much better. The headache is gone, the stress is gone, my neck and shoulders feel great this morning, and I have recovered from my MRI experience. I took a look at my MRIs, and here are a few pictures of my brain and my spine. You can see that there's a couple little white spots on the brain, and there's also that long white spot in my spine that is responsible for most of my symptoms. That's my most troubling lesion. But I got a note from my doctor today, and it says your recent MRI showed no new lesions as compared to your last MRI. This indicates that your MRI is stable. This is great news. So I was really concerned that my pseudo relapse may have been an actual relapse and they were going to find more lesions, but they didn't. So I am very, very relieved. I would love for you guys to share tips for when you experience anxiety or fear or claustrophobia associated with your MRIs. Put them in the comments below. I really appreciate you spending time with me today. If you enjoy content like this, please do me the favor of sharing the video, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, be well.